And good evening everyone who is watching the stream VOD arrives on air, and welcome to my short stream but dizzy stream. Again, no Space Melody Lab stream happened tonight because Nicola is absent. So we are going to continue the adventures of our character here. Our character that's pretty much going back and forth between the military zone and main island, looking for some explosives, some other random things, hoping one day to find a base to blow up. It's damaged. Can fix it, but it hasn't been fixed. Okay, so I came here to this village, ruined fishing village, just to get this fat cooked because we're on the military peninsula, and since I already have it, no fishing needed, just a little bit of fire. I could actually cook it in this one, but let's do it the big way, and then loot the military area a little bit. Gonna be enough for everything. So this server, I kinda got stuck on it because I have things going on this server, but unfortunately the server at this time of day tends to be very low pop-ish. Cut this into pieces. So that's why it's going to be peacefully looting the military zone. Hook. Well, we've already found quite some grenades, so technically I can go back, I think, but one thing that I wanted to find we haven't found yet. I wanted to return back with Saiga, though one of those situations that when you need something you're not going to find it. So we even have plastic explosives, brick, we have like 4 grenades, I think. Yeah, to here, and this one's gasoline for the boat. If it survives long enough to use the boat to get back to the mainland, then yeah, to the main island. So after the wipe I only have this character, like I think like everywhere, anywhere, and one character on another Sakhal server. First person, by the way. I can put knife in these boots, but I don't really like these boots. I'm going to get rid of them when I find something more civilian and quieter. By the way, I totally forgot that I could fix the gloves. Not a big deal, but still, every bit of thermal insulation we need here. Yeah, that was just pointless, because literally the place has the same gloves waiting for me on this chair. Oh. Mine are black. I like mine more. So the day has been long, just as expected. Kinda busy. Not especially like important, but kinda busy. So I haven't had enough sleep. Not nearly enough. And on top of that, tomorrow is going to be an early day. So, but that's going to be just a family day. I don't usually stream a lot on Saturdays and Sundays, so that's probably going to be the case tomorrow as well. So we are good to go. We got all the fat cooked. Oops, wrong key. So let's loot this village. That's the only ruined village on the military peninsula that spawns civilian, though strictly because it is civilian, there's like not a lot of it. The same building placed in a military zone would spawn way more items. So, but lots of people actually start their journey into the military zone at this point, especially if you're like if you end up finding a working bot on the coast as a new spawn, and if you survive the journey itself, which is kind of cold and pretty long usually, then yeah, this is a good place to start. It can offer sometimes some warm clothes, items that you didn't have time to look for at the coast. Not a lot of them though. Yay, a frying pan. Everything's so properly ruined. A bottle. Okay. I don't need another bottle of gasoline on me. I have 3 liters of gasoline stashed away in a frying pan that I'm not sure why I have this frying pan even. Not that I needed to protect things in my inventory. So no idea why I picked it up and why I keep keeping it. Okay, so let's go and loot the eastern, as I call it, port area. The one with a small port and artillery firing range that I'm going to right now. By the way, we should not forget about the containers. Maybe I will, if I find the boat somewhere on that side of the peninsula, like over there. They spawn there actually, lots of them. then we use it to visit a couple of nearby islands. Well, just looking for the containers. I have a pristine yellow container key. I'm kinda a little bit low on rounds for my primary. Is it getting dark? Looks like it's an evening. Okay. Good that we have 3 classes and well fed, and have 2 heat packs just in case, to kinda prolong our time of thermal independency. That's the definition I just came up with. Thermal independency from the surrounding environment. Thermal decoupling, even. But that sounds more like more technical, more engineering-like. Tower. So, is it usually a thing with these areas? The military buildings and the military zones themselves, they don't really spawn great things, or a lot of things at least. But the secondary buildings like sheds, workshops, things like that, they actually spawn sometimes way more stuff, and because of simply more spawn points, it looks a little bit more interesting. I don't have a silenced anti-zombie weapon. My primary is silenced, but I'm not going to use it as an anti-zombie weapon. So we'll have to just do some cutting. Wait a second. Time to prepare the gamma. Is it too bright? Well, okay. It's gonna be darker in like 5 minutes. Belt. But I'm keeping my current setup because this character, well, this character is looking for a pistol, but only going to use it temporarily-ish, if he ever finds it, because yeah, when you need it, usually in Makarov. I just wanted a Makarov, just a simple Makarov. So when you don't need it, they're of course everywhere. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Sometimes it feels like it's a little bit too easy to kill. How did you hear me? Probably because I was already in the range for quite some time. Okay. So that vehicle cemetery over there, vehicle graveyard, is an interesting place to loot. It's a mix of military and civilian, and not just civilian but workshop. Okay, I don't need this company here. Yeah, they're pretty agile and responsive here. Oops. I think I'm desynchronized, which is bad. Yep. Got my hand slot desynchronized somehow. Time to relog. Okay, logging out. Waiting. So, I heard this time, I heard the difference. Between the difference. I was using a knife, but the sound was just the sound of punching. Sound of just beating the zombie in the face. Okay. In. And yeah, I got hand slot desynchronization. That's rare. Zombies are gone. Okay. This one with a backpack. Did it disappear? They should not disappear that fast. Okay. I thought it was a weapon cleaning kit. What was that? Pitushok hats. Okay, not really inspiring, to be honest. But boots, salt boots, doesn't really matter. Another one. Some clothes. Anything here? Yep, this. Okay. Saiga magazine, but not Saiga itself. Better we'll check it. Not Saiga, close though, but not Saiga. My cap vest, which is nice. Working boots. Yeah, these boots are made for working. So these crates next to some of the vehicles, they kinda tend to spawn several pieces of loot at once. But this is just things like learning the ways of loot, as I call it. What was that? Probably nothing. Come on, a crowbar. No. It spawns things though. Okay. Not much, but that's something. The tower can just pretty much stay. Not interested in that. The loot in the towers usually like not impressive at all. Okay. Is this all looted? Seeing any zombies? I heard some distant sound. Distant noise, like low rumble. One of big doors opening or closing. Okay. The zombies are starting to appear. If there was a fire inside this building, I probably should be able to see it. Okay. Just trying to be careful here. Looking for signs of people. Because this is where actually people would go. And this is what people would definitely check out. Looking around again. The doors are wide open and it seems to be very empty, which easily can be a result of somebody just picking everything up, or oh no, the doors are closed here, so maybe hasn't been looted. Finding baby keys, but not Saigas. Okay then. Jungle boots. Yeah, we are not in the jungle. Star? Yeah. Good. Let's continue. A bunch of them over there, which is normal. Okay. Okay. So I think I heard something like those doors opening or closing. Though I'm not sure, of course. But yeah, and again, it was very distant low rumble. Could have been a heli crash that I missed. Or something else going on. Like super distant explosion. Got to take a look at the checkpoint. Okay. Still hoping for a Makarov. Yeah. And these are all good things, but I don't really need them. Could you follow me please inside? Thank you very much. That was an interesting approach through the door. Okay, let's see. This place here spawns a lot of loot. Doesn't look like it, but yeah, it does. Some of the trucks and some of the crates. Yeah, Makarov magazines, but no Makarovs themselves. Lots of baby AKs tonight. Tons of baby AKs. Interesting. The Central Loot Economy thinks we don't have enough baby AKs on the server. What's that? Nothing. Let's go to the main area. Let's not waste our time. That's where people 100% go. Okay, this is police. So technically can hope for a Makarov or even for a silencer here. This checkpoint is like police loot designated. Okay. No zombies. They're being kind of slow. Do I have here? I have this one and it's full. Damaged? No, thank you. So I'm pretty much checking everything. Well, I mean, everything that happens to be on the way. This doesn't have a fire barrel. I thought it has a fire barrel. My bad. Another damaged combat knife. I have a bad feeling about not really finding any Saigas tonight. It seems the server has been spawning baby AKs instead of them in this class for some time. Yeah. You coming? Ow. Nothing to see here. This one's wearing a hard hat. That's why a little bit harder to kill. Oh. Didn't expect to see you there. Managed to cut me. And all for nothing. This building I'm not a fan of, but since we are inside, let's check. Not a fan of because it barely spawns anything. One piece of loot, maybe two pieces of loot per just floor. There you go. Day before yesterday, because yesterday I didn't play DayZ, but day before yesterday we had been fighting grenades absolutely randomly, but almost everywhere here in this military area. Quick look around. That place over there spawns a lot of loot, that pier. Bots have to go. Following me inside. Oh, Chamber Senator. Nice to see you, man. Welcome. How's it going? How have you been? Any news? Anything to share? Yeah. Okay, this guy, we need to get him inside that container too. They barely can hear me because of the waves. Okay. And that one is not responsive. Okay, let's check this. It's quite some loot here. Well, maybe not today. Crash can scope. Another baby AK, of course. Yeah, no Saigas tonight. I can already tell that. Oh, yeah, okay. This is something I've been looking for. The big Saiga mag. Okay, okay. That's getting somewhere. That's not a complete waste of time. Follow me inside. Yeah, my ping to the server doesn't seem to be great, really. Kinda, from time to time, lags and stutters. No grenades. Vichri. Unlucky. So there's a ton of things if you want to use that, well, to have a 9mm weapon. Follow me inside the container, please. Ghillie stuff, lots of ghillie parts and pieces. Scope. Okay. Okay. Ah, the fire barrel is here in this hangar. Okay, this door makes an insane sound. Like that's like probably 10's baby. Okay, here tonight. So I'm getting a feeling that, yeah, this place is not going to have any other weapon. But baby AKs everywhere, and without magazines, all of them, by the way. I think they should increase a little bit their ability of them to spawn with magazines, because we've seen just around 10 maybe, and not a single one pretty much could be used. Even a VSS. Yeah, okay. Oh, really? Here we have an orange magazine for a baby AK. Is it like tier 4 already here? Okay, that VSS is good. It gives us hope. Are you stupid or something? Oh yeah, finally something useful. Come here if you want it that much. Okay, all of a sudden we are getting orange magazines here. And big Saiga magazines. Oh yeah, okay, this we are taking. Pristine, so not sure how to use it without a grenade launcher, but we'll find a way. Not much news to report. Exit 8. Yeah. I've seen people playing it. I've seen a video with Exit 8, somebody playing it, like maybe Kevin. Call me Kevin. Maybe somebody else. So, yeah, that game I know. I never played it, but I think I just watched the playthrough. But I bet that's not all. It was just one playthrough. Okay, one by one, please. Ooh. Kill them very fast. Yeah, this got to be turned off. And I kinda had another pretty strange week. Let's put it that way. And today was kinda a pretty big day. Well, not pretty big. I don't know even how to describe it. Kinda sorta important. Nothing special, just I couldn't work on any of my stuff, fortunately, and I won't be able to after the stream. Gotta go to bed, straight to bed. So, but if you ask me, what I can report, that I'm working on like 2, I don't know, gazillions projects at the same time. My own stuff. Plus, of course, trying to make some money on the side, but that's like default thing. So, right now I'm working slowly at the same time on kinda 2 guitars. The one that's DIY completely from that AliExpress DIY kit, and another one's my old red Schecter that I need to sell, and it needs some serious work before it's ready to be sold. So there's that, unfortunately. I'm kind of trying thing on the DIY guitar and then learning how to do things, and then apply it to the Schecter, to the red Schecter. So, plus I'm working on ability to do double vision streams without reconfiguring half of my setup here. So I promised Swolf long time ago a double vision stream, and drinking some brandy and here live. So I have enough PCs around me for not just double vision but triple vision. So, and we've done it before, but now I'm kinda... It's going to be... We are desynchronized again, I cannot believe it. We are desynchronized again. So... But usually I would do double vision stream. The second person would be sitting next to me using my second PC. That's not a PC, that's a virtual machine, which has its pluses and minuses. But then I have my spare PC, the one that I've been kind of talking about, had been for quite some time. Spare PC that's almost as good as, not as good, but pretty good, really good, as my main rig. Can be used for streaming alone, for streaming DayZ and whatnot, pretty much. And that I want to use as a second PC for the double vision stream. So, and configuring and reconfiguring, that's mostly the sound setup. I got a couple of breakout boxes that use twisted pair Ethernet to carry 4 balanced audio signals. So, and I need to just make a ton of short kind of patch jack, balance jack cables. Oh yeah, that's good. And as for things being hot or not, I have an AC. I have an AC, and for me it's easier because of that. And I'm not shy to just run it, and run it a lot. But yeah, that'd be actually cool. Bass amps, yeah. I kinda, since I live in an apartment, things like amps, it's not for me. For me, it's for us, me and Nicola, that would always be just audio interfaces and simulation. The guitar rig, so we cannot really use amps and we cannot really go loud, unfortunately. And I have a, I think it's 30 watt Line 6 Spider amp, a modeling again, with like simulation modeling amp. So compared to something from 1950s, of course, that's like a super modern thing, but actually considered not really the great simulating, emulating whatever modeling amp. Yeah, cool, yeah. No chamber center, that musical stuff, I mean, if I could stream working on the guitars, I would 100%, but my stream setup, that's like, that's only my desk, and when I work on something like a guitar, I unfortunately pretty much don't have a set place for it, for anything like that, unfortunately. So I wish I had at least a small workshop, but nope. If I had a small workshop, I would have definitely streamed way more DIY and pretty much working on some things, yeah. Because I think it's kind of an interesting thing to stream, an interesting thing to share. Oh, we'll need it. So, but if you can stream working on it, that'd be actually great. Old musical hardware definitely is something that's valuable, and the value of it only increases over time if it's not completely destroyed. So, I've been so far working, learning how to do like fretwork on the guitar, so I need to do some real serious fretwork on my Schecter because the frets are kind of flattened a little bit, so like recrowning, polishing, shaping, reshaping, things like that. So, and I been learning how to do it on that cheap DIY guitar that actually came in with pretty good neck, just in general, pretty good neck, pretty straight, and truss rod works, but the ends of the frets were like very rough, so, and I didn't have the right tools, so I have to order tools to make the job on them a little bit easier for me, because I'm a beginner. A professional would do that job pretty much using anything, but yeah, I would just probably destroy the neck itself. So some special files I ordered, not really cheap, that cheap ones like almost 15 bucks, special fret file. So, but I almost finished working on the frets on that neck, and now it's going to be time to attaching it to the guitar pretty soon, and attaching the new bridge. I'm not going to use the old bridge on that, so it's going to be like, I think it's called Parts Caster, so even compared to like the original DIY kit, it's going to be really different from that. And I'm going to go pretty much very wild with electronics. I'm going to add features that not a lot of guitars actually have readily available. So some mods that are popular, some mods that are actually super old but kinda nobody does it anymore. My probably most insane mod that I really like, that I tried, insane like in terms of its impact on electric guitar. Finally, oh boy, I've been looking for you. So I think it's called PTB, passive tone and bass. Chamber Senator, learning on the way. You know that I streamed the first time I recapped a scene. Yeah, I've seen quite some videos, people recapping different electronics, but the first time I tried it, the first time I streamed it like, and I recapped a board, a PCB, that was a power supply in my, well, second monitor. So my main rig has two monitors, and second monitor just died. One day I decided to recap it because it was nothing to lose for me, so, and I've been using it since then, literally the first time I tried this type of job. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Because we have this. And we need room. So got to get rid of it either way. Now unload. Nice. Load it here. Very nice. Attach it to this one. Very nice. Now we have some room. That we can use to put a gun in there. Like this. Plus we can eat this. So yeah, I'm going to go wild with electronics. I'm going to experiment with things. The mod that I like most of all, it's like PTB, passive bass and treble and bass. It's a very old mod by, I think, Leo Fender himself. The thing is that the modern guitars, electric guitars, they don't have bass control, and it's freaking super useful in some cases. If you play like in a super cool modeling amp and whatnot, yeah, that's not going to probably help you. But if you play in something that's old, like one of those amps that you have, or something like that uses even just transistors and maybe operational amplifiers, not modeling, just something classical and whatnot, ability to turn down the bass if you play with overdrive or distortion, ability to lower the bass. It's like it changes the sound of distorted, overdriven guitar so seriously. So sometimes to be heard, to cut through the mix, to be heard in a band, you need less bass, way less. So the thing is that old amps, or just some amps, let's put it that way, they get overloaded by low frequencies coming from the guitar. They get overloaded in the lower range, and the sound just becomes not great at all. So some amps don't care. For example, simulations, they usually don't care. They have like virtual filters filtering out like frequencies that they don't need. But if we are talking about real amps, old ones, transistor, op amps, not modeling stuff, those amps, yeah. Plus sometimes if you are, well, I'm not a touring musician and not going to be, but for musicians that play in different like venues where they don't really have control over, sometimes over like even the amp properly, they just have to plug in and play. Having that additional knob on the guitar that just adjusts the bass output, it's like it gives a lot of control right away. But mainly it's just to be able to cut through the mix. By the way, I think I have actually the example I have recorded somewhere. So if we go to the safe place, to a safe place. Ow, 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 ow. Stop doing that to me. So I just could show you how impactful this thing is. Like bass. If you ask me, every electric guitar should have like this bass knob. Not just like basses. Okay. Fixed everything. Time to leave this place. Oops, hi. Yeah. But when you can control it, you can obviously. I pretty much simulated the same thing in Ableton Live, our music software that we use. Yeah, and it does pretty much work the way it is expected. But when you can do it just on your guitar, I have a feeling that's like priceless. How different it is. Okay. We got to go and start the fire, and then just I'll do it. So some other mods is like different that I wanted to try, haven't tried them yet. Different ways of connecting pickups. So again, an old pretty much almost forgotten thing like tonal, I don't know the way it's called, but really old guitar players like from the 50s, 60s, like B.B. King, I think, they had like a special adjustment on their guitar that would cut in capacitors of different values to adjust the just tonal curve, I suppose, of the output. Not just the amount of the effect, but different filters, pretty much, that would be. Okay, we will have to do a break anyway because we need to get warm. So, and I kinda know a good place to get warm. Pretty obvious, but at the same time hidden. Try not get that. Let's try not to get deaded before it happens. Okay, here we go. That's the place. So, light bark. Some of them should give me firewood. I just don't remember the look of the ones that would give me firewood right away. Okay, no firewood. Light bark. Okay, the bark we are going to need. Oops. Need a little bit more room for that. Hey, crap, I'm cutting like an idiot. Destroying my knife. Yeah, okay. That's a lot of bark. Not sharpen. I always do this mistake. Split it. Not sharpen, split. We're going to need a little bit more than 2 sticks. A little bit more than 1 stack of sticks, I meant. Ah, there's a bush nearby. So, this place. This place kind of, I think it provides cover. It provides cover from the elements, and it provides cover from some ice. Looking for people. Looking for their victims. But it's nighttime, so it's going to be pretty visible, which is not good. Okay, let's see. So the character is getting warm. We have to wait one way or another. There's no way around that.